Hey, movie fans. The first thing I want to talk about today is I finally watched Scream 6. Now, I'm a big Scream fan. I love the first two Scream movies. I love the last Scream movie. I thought the last one revitalized the franchise for me personally because I enjoy Scream 4, but it was like my least favorite. I know a lot of people consider Scream 3 to be the worst, but I thought that was a great trilogy. Scream 4 just felt kind of forgettable to me. I didn't even really like the killers in that movie either, honestly. The whole like twist with that. It's just one of those movies I was like, I had a decent time with, I enjoyed, but it's kind of like the when I go back to watch the least out of Scream movies. So I was really excited for Scream 6, and I think this movie was great. I thought all the actors did a great job who survived the previous movie. I love the characters of Sam and Taylor and the other two survivors. And I think Sam's a great main character. I think one of the things to me that I love that, because I love the Sydney kid, one of the things I thought they did a great job with Sam character to make them feel different, not just her playing another Sydney, was I love the fact that Sam, they explored this in the movie, her dark side, how at the end of the last movie when she kills Whistler, you see a little bit of that dark side, how you have Billy's ghost always talking to her to let it out. So I just love that, like them getting into that and just how like the public's views her in this movie when it goes out that she is a daughter of Billy. So I loved all that. I loved all the sister stuff. Like you really buy them as sisters. I felt just mostly invested in all the characters. I even liked the love story between Taylor and the one guy who survived the previous movie. I thought they did a great job with that. Thought Minnie was great. He was a film expert from the last movie who survived. The character Gail, I thought they did a great job using her in this movie, as she's the only original character in this. They do reference Sydney in one scene, and it does come with a good reason why she's not there, but I feel like you don't need Sydney anymore in this franchise. Like, I think Sam and Taylor, to me, are strong enough characters to hold this franchise. Like, Sydney, to me, I thought she had a great end to her story in the last movie, where she wasn't even a target in the last movie. She only came when Dewey died, so I don't think it would have made sense to honestly have her in this movie. And I just feel like story-wise, she's getting older. I felt like, she only showed up in the last movie when Dewey died. So, yeah, I didn't miss her, and I personally think the characters are strong enough to continue on their own. I thought this movie had a lot of great twists and tones, too. I love the fact this movie had three killers instead of the usual two, because every movie had two killers, except for Scream 3, was had one. They do reference that. I love the fact that killers in this movie use all the masks and suits, and they have like whole swine from like stuff that's connected from the previous movies. I thought that was a really cool way to like do something different from one of the Scream killers, one of the Ghostface killers. So I thought that was cool. And I loved how they used the city in this. They did a great job of using the city, making like terrifying scenes. Like I love the subway scene. I thought that was great tension, and even the scene where they're using a ladder to go to across the apartment building. I thought that created good tension. I liked all the new characters too, and I thought they did a great job, like I said, with the survivors from the previous movie. So I thought, and also I noticed Ghostface is definitely more brutal in this, which I loved, and that's one of my favorite fight scenes is between Claire and Ghostface. I thought that was a great fight scene. It's funny to think like this is a sis movie. This is the first time character Claire has been on the phone with one of the ghost faces, so I thought it was a cool little thing they did there. They even referenced it. I was happy she survived. They didn't kill off another original character, because that had also had me going. Like there's some twists and turns where I was like, I didn't see that coming. So with certain characters, how some characters survive, and just I love the way it kind of ends too. Where you see Sam looking at the mask, like she's about to like go dark after being in a suit, which I thought was really cool to see her in the suit. So I thought this was a great movie. These directors to me have done a fantastic job with these last two Scream movies, and I definitely would love to see them do more Scream movies with more stories with these characters. The next thing I want to talk about is the Flash trailer. I thought this trailer is fantastic. I can't wait for this movie. This is like, I've been excited even before this trailer. And I think Ezra Miller has played a great Flash. Whenever you think of him as a person in real life, when it comes to all the troubles, I don't like him based on all the crazy stuff he's done. But putting that aside, I think he's been a great Barry when it comes to his acting in the past movies. So, and I think the trailer this has a really great story where it has these emotional moments in the trailer, all the spectacle and all the great action too. Like that moment you see Barry like shedding a tear when he's like with his mom, and it has like a line before that saying, "I gotta change what I did" or something like that. It really like to me feels like this would be like a human story. An idea like you had Michael Keaton's Batman narrative at the beginning, where he's like, I thought fighting crime would bring my parents back. I love that, and I love how I know in Flashpoint we had Thomas Wayne, and they're obviously not going to do that, but I actually don't mind that change. I kind of like the fact theoretically you have kind of Bruce Wayne and Barry connected on the fact he lost their parents. Now, I mean Barry obviously didn't his dad didn't die when he went to prison, so he didn't get that. So he doesn't have like he didn't get to really have parents. So I thought that was a cool way to tie those two characters together. Michael Keaton looks great. I love that line, "Let's get nuts," because that is one of my favorite lines from Tim Burton's Batman movie. And I love the part with Ben Affleck too, where he's kind of like you have these both Bruce Wayne's telling him something different with Ben Affleck's like saying, "Don't let tragedy define who you are," and saying we shouldn't go back and fists. Without those problems, we wouldn't be who we are. So I love that stuff with Ben Affleck in this trailer. And I think the actress who plays Supergirl looks fantastic in this trailer. I love the suit, and I don't know, she looks great in this trailer. So I can't wait for this movie. This is like one of those examples of what I think would be what comic movies need to do with the trailers more, which is give you a human story, because this just looks emotional too. So I can't wait for this movie. Next thing I want to talk about is the Flash reactions. I know at CinemaCon they showed the whole movie. I love hearing that most of the reactions are really good, because Flashpoint is one of my favorite storylines in the comics. Also, the Flashpoint animated movie is one of my favorite DC animated movies. And even though I was against the idea of doing Flashpoint as the first Flash movie for his first solo movie, with the trailers, the way it looks, I feel like it sounds like they do a pretty great job of handling that. So I love the fact I'm hearing good reactions about it, because my expectations are really high, and I really hope this is a fun, great movie when I see it. So I'm just glad to hear that with the reactions. The next thing I want to talk about is the director who did Don't Feed and the Evil Dead movie 2013 put out a behind-the-scenes photo of a face hugger for his new alien. And I'm excited for this mainly because of one thing. I thought the Evil Dead movie from 2013 was really fun and entertaining. I don't love it as much as I do the original Evil Dead trilogy, and it's not up there with the new movie for me personally, but I still thought it was a solid, fun, entertaining horror movie. And he did Don't Feed, which I love. I thought it was a great movie. And also, I saw the synopsis for it, and I just love the fact of going back to basics with this alien movie, because I love the first Alien movies. They're some of my favorite horror movies. And for me, the franchise, there hasn't been a great alien movie since, like, Aliens. Like, every other alien movie after the first two has been either okay or terrible, and I really want this to be what Prey was the Predator franchise, which is just get me really back into this franchise. And I think they picked a great director, and I love the fact behind the scene photo is like a face hugger. I think that looks really cool. So I can't wait for this movie personally, and I hope this revitalizes the Alien franchise, because those two are fantastic. So I really want to see like a great Alien movie. The next thing I want to talk about is they released a trailer for Haunted in Venice. This is supposed to be the end of Kenneth Branagh's trilogy with the detective stories with Murder on His Fest and Death Now. Now I gotta be honest, before this trailer, I had no interest. Like the first two movies were fine, they were decent, but they weren't bad, but they also weren't great either. They were kind of like movies I'd be like they were enjoyable enough, but it's kind of forgettable to me. This trailer actually got me excited because I love the fact they put like a horror supernatural vibe in this. This actually made me interested because it doesn't feel like it's just another detective story like the first two movies. And I'm a horror fan, so I gotta admit, this actually got me a little interested with the idea of it being supernatural horror vibe in the trailer. So I wasn't interested before, but the trailer actually got me interested. So I'm actually looking forward to this movie. And next thing I want to talk about is Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer. Now I was already excited for this based on the Master's opinion because Beast Wars was my Transformers. I didn't really, I wasn't attached to the original series. I didn't grow up. There was no series. Beast Wars is what got me into Transformers, and I always loved the whole chasing the animals and dinosaurs. And this trailer, I think, just seeing the mass motors with the Autobots on the screen, this looks really cool. I think the trailer looks really good. The ass looks great. It looks funny. I just hope it's more like Bumblebee, and because I enjoyed the first Michael Bay Transformers movie, it was fun, but I didn't love it, and its sequel sucked. Bumblebee, I love. I thought Bumblebee to me was what I want Transformers to be. It was a great story, emotional moments with grounded characters you care about. Because even Michael Bay's first Transformers movie, like I said, I enjoy it, but I think the characters even the characters in that came off a little bit like cartoon characters to me, and it relied on a lot of like Michael Bay's a little bit childish humor at times. Bumblebee just felt like to me it had heart, and I felt like I hope it's more like that. It's a movie with a lot of heart and great story and great characters you care about. So I'm excited for this. Next thing I want to talk about is the Equalizer 3 trailer. Now, I love the first Equalizer movie. I enjoyed the second one, even though I felt like it was a step down. I'm looking forward to this, but like I said, the second movie I enjoyed, but it felt like it didn't have a bit of a story as the first movie. I like the more mystery aspect of the characters in the first movie. I will say this: I actually really am excited for the trailer for this movie because I like in the trailer they showed him he's retired, he's living a peaceful life. So I love the dress they took his character, there's Ross's character after the first two movies, and I really hope this is a back up there with the first movie that I love. Like I said, I enjoyed the second one, but I didn't think it was as good as the first one. But I'm a fan of these movies, so I can't wait for Equalizer 3. So that's all the topics today. Until next time, movie fans.